Our friends, welcome to the channel. Bob here, and we're back. Today we're back on familiar territory. New World has shut its doors down for a month. Yeah, so we're basically back on Everquest TAKP. Feels good to be back after a little period off. Yeah, and what I'm going to try and do for you today is like a bit of a Seb. I don't know why my pet's not attacking. I'm going to try and do a little bit of a Seb dungeon crawl. Like I'm new here, you know, so. And I'm kind of boxing as well and trying to commentate at the same time. So please bear that in mind as we go through. Yeah, I've just kind of cleared out the entrance bit and I'm just coming around to an area that I find kind of a bit tricky, I have to say. Like I haven't actually broke through on my own yet through this bit. It's just when you clear out these three mobs here and you get to around the corner. And for me anyway, things get a little bit trickier. I try my best, but I think I have had a wipe here once. What I basically do is just try and keep whenever I get a shaman, is just try and keep them perma-stunned. Essentially, that's kind of what I'm doing at the moment. So if I don't correct the camera for my, Beast Lord as often as I should, if I don't root as I should be, then that's fine. It seems to be a little quirk. I'm sure I've noticed it on P99 as well, where mobs run. Maybe I haven't noticed it, but they run, and when they get a certain distance from you, it's almost like they think, oh, he stopped attacking. It's just his pet, so they turn around and get involved in the fight again. I'm not sure if that's a thing or not. What we might do is maybe just go left here. I think you do get a roamer here, so I'm not sure if I should kind of wait for the roamer to come around and see what happens. These videos will be slightly different to my normal, like P99 ones, I guess. If you've seen any of the TAKP ones, you know I'm kind of moving my dudes around, and I'm not amazingly brilliant at moving my dudes around. So, yeah. I've kind of, like, one of the things I was a bit concerned about was just like not clearing quick enough and things spawning where I'm camping, but that doesn't seem to be happening at the moment. I might go up there and have a look. I'll probably split this Seb thing into a few different parts, actually. Like I know round here there are some mobs. You get some roamer mobs as well. Oops, steady on. I don't know what's up here. We'll go and have a look. I know you get some kind of like roamy mobs as well up there that around the corner here, and you also got some statics and stuff. And it was funny, like no matter how much calming I did, when I tried to go past when I got wiped once, and no matter how much calming I did, there just seemed to be another roamer that aggroed. It's not too much of a problem like when you got an enchanter, but you know. Oh, hello. There's a dude. There's two dudes. I was quite lucky there. Maybe it's because I got shrink on and I got shaman. Okay. I'm not sure if we get any roamers come along here. I'll have to check. But I think we'll probably calm some dudes. Dungeon crawling here is on TAKP is I don't know if I've said it before. I'm sure I probably have, but dungeon crawling on TAKP is slightly more. See, there's a guy there, a whiz. I think I'm going to wait to see if this wizard comes up, or maybe I should just pull him anyway. There's a wizard behind us, but I'm not sure if he. Let's deal with him, because if... Oh! No. He's not roamed this way. Okay. So let's try and clear out these dudes. I'm sure I've said it about TAKP before, but the mobs, like Calm generally works a bit better. It's based on new... It's based on just new spell mechanics, or whatever it is you want to call them. Yeah, and it's just a lot more reliable. Like I think I've had one critical. I think I've had one critical failure in the time that I've been playing, so it's not too much of an issue. Oh, we've got a knight behind. I'm going to slow that one. So we did get a roamer, which is alright. See if I can... No, I don't want to do that. So we've got two knights. I've slowed the other one, so we should be alright. Proper shaman slow that one. Of course, if we get any other if we get any other ads, I'll be worried. I think we'll be okay. That one's... I think a good thing about this one is it's also gone back to... it's also gone... it's gone back away from where the shaman was. That's where I pulled it anyway, so... Now this is where I try and... This is where I've... thanks to Quell, my tanking's got a lot better. Because I'm actually... Well, I hadn't even bothered training them. Because things had just been kind of working out as they were working out, I hadn't even bothered training them. But I wasn't casting any spells that were creating aggro and stuff, so it wasn't too much of a problem until you kind of get to these kind of zones where things are just generally a bit trickier. You know, then you've got to be a bit careful, a bit more careful. I'm also working on, if I can show you, I'm also working on my AAs at the moment. So I'm working on the run skill. Which is, yeah, I mean, it makes a huge difference in a dungeon. So it's like it's a 3-pointer. So the first point gives you 10% run speed, second point 20%, third point 30%, and yeah, it's really good in dungeons because it just means that you're not, yeah, you're not feeling like you're running through glue. It doesn't stack with other stuff, so it's not ridiculously overpowered, but yeah. It's all right, shall we say? How are we doing? There's my group. No one's really doing or standing or sitting where they should be sitting. That's just one of those things. What I need to be... What I've got here is... No, that's not right. That's better. Yeah, when you kind of follow someone, sometimes when you come off a follow, you just lose your... It puts you into walk mode. Can't see. Okay, there's only one there. Let's back him up a bit. I'm loving the Beast Lord. Like, since I've been trying to be a bit more thingy with the tanking. Yeah, it just feels a bit. It feels better. You kind of feel like you're playing more of your role basically than you were. I'm also using his slow. Which is not, not amazing. Let's just keep this dude stunned. Yeah, the slow, I think it's like maximum 30%, so it does the job it's supposed to. I think I can generally pretty much keep the mobs stunned, or interrupted anyway, because my Beast Lord's has got a bash as well, so. Not sure how they feel about being perma-stunned. I could probably load up 3 stuns actually, but I haven't done that. I've got some buffs starting to wear off now, so we'll see. Is that wizard? I think it must have been that knight that roamed, because the wizard is now, yeah. Cleared out those 2. What we got up here? I'll wait and see if we've got any roamers. I've come up this way before with Krell, who's been my levelling partner, but yeah, it's just one of those things where when you're not familiar yourself, you don't quite know where all the spawns are. But it's about learning it, I guess, isn't it? That's the thing that I need to be doing. So this is like this is stuff that you could definitely do on P99 solo. Well, obviously it is, because people do it every day. But I've never been here before, and I think it's just that confidence thing of like, oh, I've never been there before. I don't want to cock it up, or you're kind of worried about corpse recoveries. I'd rather not die if I didn't have to. Blah blah blah. So I'll play it safe, etc. And I think playing a trio, again, I'm kind of repeating myself, but they're kind of good repeats. I think it's a couple of nights. That's nice. No spellcasters. There might be a couple inside, I'm not sure. But we'll... I can't see anything offhand. There doesn't seem to be any roamers. Hang on. Is there someone over there? Around the corner? Not sure. I think I can pull that one safely. So we'll do that. I think I'm positioned okay. Yeah, this is just stuff that I would never have done before, you know. So... Not for any reason. Like, I think if I'd have got up, you know, I mean, obviously, that's not true. I would have done it once my shaman was, or my enchanter, I guess, probably primarily if I was going to be soloing, was at the required level. Yeah, but I just think that like playing as a group, I think, as I said before, it just gives me more scope to do stuff. Yeah, I'm kind of looking at what I'm going to kind of looking at doing over the course of this month. Is getting as much XP as I can, like get my 3 running AA sorted out, and then I'll probably move on to XPing normally again. What I'll probably do as well is start doing some Shaman faction stuff, because, you know, I've kind of spoken to a couple of people about it, and I'm not sure if Shaman epics and stuff are any easier for me on here than they are on than they would have been on P99, so I don't know if there's any great advantage there particularly. But I have found, I mean, I've seen like people in chat and stuff go, someone come out with an epic, and I think because it's a smaller community and because there's like a global chat, yeah, I think it kind of just makes those things easier to set up. And as I said, although it's a smaller community, there always seem to be people, you know, are happy to come and help out. And that's not to say that they're not on other servers or live or whatever, but as I said, I think a global chat and also a smaller community where people kind of know everyone, you know, I think it just gives it a bit more of a thing. But we'll see. I know I can't trio that, but someone has said that at 60 I can probably trio the Beast Lord one, so I'll definitely be doing a video of that at some point. I'm not sure how long this video will go on. We'll just crawl through. Maybe if we get a wipe or whatever, we'll see what happens. I've tried charming with my enchanter. I don't know if charm is based on some different code like calm, but I find it breaks quite a lot. I'm not sure if it's just me. Like my charisma is, I can get my charisma to almost 250 or whatever it is, whatever the cap is. What he's running, yeah, but I have noticed that I'm sure it's perfectly right for the Alcabor emulation, but I'm personally finding it does break a lot more than than P99 so far. But at some point in the future, you do get Dire Charm, which is nice. So I'm going to send. You'll probably see him, but I'm going to send my enchanter off to do some stuff. I don't think there's any pits of doom or anything I've got to worry about here from a... what I do need to do is just zoom out a bit so I can see around corners and stuff. Oh, here we go. A couple of guys. 2 guys here on the corner. No roamers so far. So I think what we'll do is calm him again. Oh, I don't want to stun. I don't want to haste him. That's for sure. Calm him again, then move on. I think we've got reasonable time. I think I'm staying ahead of the spawns. As I said, I've kind of been around here with Quell, but I'm not, you know, I'm not super. I wondered, I thought we had gone flying in there then. I'm not super familiar with it myself, so, you know, can't see the target. So what I'll hope to do is just find a little spot Yeah, where I can kind of camp up and then pull some stuff. I don't know. I'm not sure if my group is capable of killing any of the mains. I think is this ABC we're going towards? It might be actually. I'm sure that maybe rings a bell. I'm not sure if I should be going to ABC or not. If that's a good idea or a bad idea, but we'll see. It's funny with the books because you've got the books that teleport you around, but for places like Seb, I mean, you kind of like as a caster, you kind of want to keep yourself bound in plane of knowledge. Really, that means that you generally are not bound where you're hunting, and there are the books are limited to a certain extent. They won't just take you anywhere in the blink of an eye. You do have I've had a couple of little gems this morning. You do have some travelling to do, and Seb particularly, like if I get a corpse recovery, like the easiest thing would be to no, don't want to do that. The easiest thing would be to bind my casters outside or whatever, but I don't really want to do that because I don't. Plane of knowledge is still generally the better place to be bound. Well, I hope the viewpoint and the action is good for you. As I said, I'm learning it, so I'm probably being a bit more cautious than. Can I see that dude? I can. Being a bit more cautious than I would be. But we're doing all right. I'm starting to feel like there's more power in my Beast Lord as things go up. Because it gets to a point where they start to give you a new pet every couple of levels, and the pet is pretty chunky. I did fight an enchanter here. It was my first one. Holy smokes! Like solo, but this was round near where the bugs were, closer to the entrance. Holy moly, they've got a lot of hit points. I mean, that was something. And I was lucky I didn't get charmed actually. Like afterwards, I was talking to Quell about it, and I probably and I should have been like chain stunning like I was doing with the shaman, but I just didn't do that, and I think I was lucky. Oh, a spell. Spirit of Scale. My first spell of the day. There's some great things to see. A little brain there in the jar that appears to be still alive. It's bobbling about anyway. It seems to be observing me in some way, worryingly. Let's have a look, see how we're doing. I'm trying to keep an eye on my buffs. It seems alright, Some dudes up there, but they don't look close enough to aggro. So we will get ourselves prepared again. Let's just check my buffs. Let's redo the hastes. I think ideally from a haste point of view, I'm looking at, is it I can't remember what's it called. Not Moment of Clarity. Visions of Grandeur, is that kind of what I should ultimately be using? I'm not high enough level for that at the moment, but I've got Anya's Quickening, which seems to be doing the job. I was talking about Charming. I'm really looking forward to doing some Charming on my Enchanter at some point, but yeah, at the moment, I mean, it's manageable. I did some Charming in the hole, and it kept breaking, and could kind of manage it, but it's one of those things where, like, if I'm feeling absolutely super duper from a health point of view, it's not so bad, but having to, worry about it, having to kind of deal with it when. Okay. You're not looking at my Enchanter at the moment. I do understand that, and I apologise. Oops, Daisy. John's in trouble. Oh no, a Necromancer. I'm stunning for all I'm worth. Two necromancers. No, this is bad news. This is terrible news. I think my enchanter might go down here. Yeah, my enchanter's going down. Oh, he's down. Damn. I think the thing there is that my enchanter kind of should have dealt with the thing, really, but, you know, what can you do? Now we're kind of in a situation, a precarious situation. I'm going to slow both of these and see what happens. Actually, no, I need to heal. I need to heal Augur. Augur's going down as well. Holy smoke. I think he might have a ton of dots on him. This is bad news. Yeah, so I'm well dotted up here. Properly dotted up. I'm not sure if we can save it. They seem to have so... These guys have got so many hit points. They are both slowed, so... Oh dear. Something wrong. I'm stunned. Why am I stunned? I'm stunned. Why am I stunned? You can't cast while you're stunned. No, Augur. Stay there. I know he's down. Okay. We've got a wipe. Let's see if I can get Augur out. Well, we had a wipe there. Big wipe. Augur got out though. Okay. So there's a wipe. I've got a corpse recovery ahead of me. I'll come back and deal with that. Hello guys, welcome back. So thanks to Bisbin, who gave me a little res. And I got myself back in. And I'm kind of coming at it from the other side now. So I think we're kind of at... Oh, for God's sake. We're kind of at one of the scarab camps. Don't know which one. I think it's called a leprous scarab. I just killed it. Didn't drop anything particularly. Not sure if it does drop anything. If it's particularly... Anything there is particularly magical. But... let's get this dude slowed. I guess all you're doing is... Maybe I should switch the camera angle, because I guess all you're doing is looking at... yeah. You're looking at Ixar legs at the moment. It's probably not the best fun. These guys have got a lot of hit points for spellcasters, I have to say. I'll probably do a little bit of the stunning thing again. I thought stuns were kind of fairly unresistible, but I just had a fight just now, and one was there was a stun going on, so I think it definitely helps though. Maybe I should probably load up 3 stuns. I'm not quite sure if that's what would be the norm. These guys are alright, obviously, you know, when you get to a point where you're kind of like pulling them one at a time, you know. One's running, I'm not too worried about that. Now the can's clear. It's tricky. When you haven't got a snarer, dungeons are... yeah, there's a bigger element of jeopardy. Sometimes I kind of, depending on what the layout of the map is like, sometimes I will... Well, I think we might have had another pop there, maybe. Yep. Yeah, so sometimes I'll let them run. I'll kind of get nukes prepared as they're approaching 20%. And, yeah, let them run. Yeah, or what I might do is it's just like spam route. It really depends. I don't like to spam root with casters. I think it becomes a bit more of a thing. I guess kind of maybe I should load up my third stun. Maybe I can just keep them perma stunned basically. That might be a thing. With these necros as well, it's they always seem to find a bit of mana right at the end, a little bit of extra mana that you think, well, where did they just to squeeze off one last really annoying spell? You kind of think, well, where did that come from? What I think I'm probably going to be better off doing is changing viewpoint, because your viewpoint is not particularly great at the moment. So I think what I'll do is chuck a couple of nukes. So just as he's approaching the bit where he might be getting away, he should get hit by the nukes big time, and he doesn't get particularly far. Yeah, so there's a few different ways of playing it. I think I've got to be careful. I'm kind of got to be careful of the timings. I haven't got a timer going, which is my fault. Of course, who else's fault would it be? There's 3 mobs here. I killed the scarab first, so I guess the scarab is going to spawn again first. I've got one more necromancer to go first. Let's get that out of the way quick before the scarab spawns. Got a spell, he's got like a little runey thing on, I've just noticed, which is quite interesting. I want to make sure that I'm fully ready to go before the scarab, the room starts spawning again. I'm not really sure if this is the safest place to be, really, or if I'm up the corridor. I wasn't too keen on... Why is my... I think I might have been stunned there. It seems like it might be the best place to sit from a camp point of view, so that's what we'll do. Yeah, so I had a little resist there. I think I'm going to root this one. It's got a long way to go to the end of the corridor before, you know, it reaches any other mobs. Just want to get it out of the way as quick as possible before the... Okay. Job done. So next it's the scarab. As I said, I'm not 100% sure what it drops particularly. I think I'm going to get both of my non-fighting dudes on the same side. Try and get some mana back quickly. Then we'll have the scarab. I like having my pets on guard, so it gives you a basic idea of where something might spawn. Oh, here we go. I do like a nice like as a shaman or whatever, I guess, or anything really. I do like a nice warrior mob. Something that doesn't cast flipping spells. I don't know if I'll tell you why. I don't know if I slowed that. Let's get it slowed. There we go. A bit of nuking from the enchanter as well. Yeah, as a slower, I do love a good warrior mob. Even if it's a bit of a chunker, you know, if you get it slowed, you know, unless it's rampaging or quadding you for hundreds or whatever, you're sort of, you know, kind of all right. So I'm spamming root with this one. Oh, got a spawn. That's a bloody shaman. What I'd have been better off doing probably there is just trying to stagger the spawn a bit more. I was kind of, although it turned out to be not so much of a problem, I was kind of a bit worried about the spawning of the necromancers again. That was my kind of like my main concern. Job done though, I would say. Did we loot the scarab? I guess we must have done. Oh no, we didn't. A little gem. That's not bad. That's not bad. So I think from a, well, kind of thinking, I think I quite like this kind of stuff. This like these like more slower videos where I'm kind of just dungeon crawling, and they're a bit longer, so it kind of gives you a bit more to look at. It's not so bad from my point of view, kind of like conserving my energy and stuff and whatnot. I'm quite low on mana actually, so I need to. My shaman does have codex, so I'll wait for the next spawn. You get some strange. I'm not sure if there's anyone else in the dungeon actually. There's loads of people now. Anon though, you do get some strange lighting, flickering, like light bounce from walls and stuff. It's not always easy to tell where it comes from. Oh, see Daisy. Just a knight this time, so we're fine. I'm not even sure if it's worth slowing here. Doesn't look like it. We'll take it on the chin. Hope you guys are enjoying your EverQuest, whatever it is you're doing. I mean, I've had quite a lot of questions about P99 actually, in one way or another, and I'm not, you know, I'm not kind of quitting P99. It's not going to be a permanent thing. Yeah, but I mean, if you're interested, then my focus will certainly be more on you know, on TAKP at the moment. I think my kind of plan is to get myself in a position on TAKP that I haven't been in before. With regards to just like where my characters are and kind of what I'm doing with them, you know, because I mean, I think the problem is at the moment on P99 is that if I do some content, it's really going to be content that you've sort of seen before. So what I'm kind of gearing up with on P99 at some point, I think it will be the next stuff that I do is looking at kind of starting a proper leveling guidey playthrough thing. It might not necessarily be a shaman, you know, it could be a I think the first spawn was here. It could be anything really. Could be a Shadow Knight, maybe super twink something out like that, and do some sort of leveling guide and stuff. Kind of start off again, as it were. So that's kind of what my yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at doing from that point of view on P99. But I think then obviously New World's coming out, and I'm ridiculously addicted to that game. So yeah, but yeah, it should, like I think things ebb and flow all the time. I mean, the thing is, I know that some people don't like TAKP for various reasons, which I understand, but yeah, it's pretty much EverQuest classic content still, I find, except the fact that I'm playing three characters. That's so hopefully you find it as interesting. I'm not sure how you feel about these longer videos, but yeah, where I'm just sitting here just chewing the fats or whatever. I quite enjoy it. It's easier for me. There's less. Strangely enough, there's longer videos. There's less energy consumption, I would say. Yeah, but I'm hoping to visit all the camps here in on your P90 on your TAKPs. So that'll be good. Looking forward to that. I need to put something somewhere. I need to put there's some spells I need, but I kind of need to it's kind of about drops and stuff. I mean, some of the spells that I need that are drop only in the 50s are, I've noticed that they can be you can get them on the bazaar. Some of them are kind of quite cheap, but I'm trying not to save money at the moment. I'm not quite sure what I'm saving the money up for, but I'm saving it up for something. So yeah, we'll see how we go. I guess if I kind of need to, if I need to like pay for an MQ for something, along the lines of like an epic type thing or whatever, that's a possibility. The last time I played, which would have been 2 weeks ago, I did go to the giant city. I can't remember the name of it. I should be able to remember the name of it, but I can't. Yeah, and I got some. Let's go back. I got some faction, like giant faction. Also got some armor pieces. I think I got a chain. I think I got a chain piece and a plate piece, I believe. So that'd be quite interesting. So, and I got some helmets as well to turn in for faction. So I need to increase my faction and stuff there, which is all good. Yeah, things are looking pretty sweet. What I did, because I knew I was going to play New World solidly for those 2 weeks, I kind of just put my characters into a position on TAKP where I could just quickly log in and then just get right back into it, rather than faffing around thinking about what am I going to do, etc. Blah blah. And I mean, the thing is, what I'll do is the next video I might do some footage from Velks, because I've been to Velks as well, just like the little entrance bit. And at one point we went around to some scary place with scary golem type things. That was all pretty cool. Yeah, but I'd get some footage from there as well, because I've never been there before. I haven't got footage of that, so that'd be pretty cool. Yeah. So now we just wait here and do the stuff. There's so much to do. Like it's not until you like kind of sitting here when I'm camping and stuff, kind of looking at chat, looking at global chat, looking at what would you call it, like guild chat and all that kind of stuff. So we're talking to Quell and just talking to a couple of other people and stuff. It's amazing. Like even without Luklin, it's amazing how much there is to do in EverQuest. Like when you reach 60, there's all these things that you can do. Some of them require trade skill increases. Like I'm talking about like quests and things to camp and places to go and that kind of thing. Even without Luklin, it's still pretty amazing. I sometimes I look at guild chat and people are talking about what they're doing, and then I'll go on it's difficult with like the TAKP wiki is not very good, so I mostly refer to the P99 one still. But someone will be talking about something, and I'll go on to the wiki and check it out and just make a note of it for future reference, something to do, or people will tell me, go and get this item. For, this would be a good idea to do this at the moment and stuff. And well, I haven't really done it yet. There's a couple of things that I think Grell told me to get. I still haven't got yet, but I'll try and get them. Yeah. Some of them are probably buying and stuff. I do prefer going and kind of camping my own stuff. I'm not quite sure what drops in Sebilis here, apart from the fact that I think this is where the fungi tunic drops, right? So I can't get that yet. But I've heard you can trio that. So yeah, that might be interesting at some point when I'm a bit more uber. I think I told you I'm working on my AAs, which do actually level up a fair bit quicker than a normal level, particularly in the 50s, which is really nice. This is what I'm going for, innate run speed. So if you max that out, you get a 30% run speed increase. Is it a regen one? You can go up to 3 points. Lung capacity. It's a swimming one. You can increase your stats a little bit, but I'm not quite sure. I'm not sure if that's worth it. Yeah, but so then you kind of, I'm not sure if anyone's aware of the A's, but you kind of advance through these. So you need to spend 6 points in the general tab. So 3 here, then I'm not sure where I put the other 3. Maybe health regen. I'm not sure if there's like a mana regen one. Maybe that's in the next table. But yeah, then you go into the archetype one, which is a castery, I guess a combination of caster and tank here. I'm just gonna rebuff my haste. Yeah, but you have to spend a certain. I didn't realise this. I kind of thought you could pick what you wanted, but you have to spend a certain amount of points in a category before you move on to the next category, which I quite like actually, because it just means that again there's kind of like your built-in progress really, rather than just flitting around doing whatever you want, as Everquest is. You're always working towards something. So the class ones you need a certain amount of points in your archetype as well. Mental clarity is the mana regen one. That's probably something to go for, I would imagine. I'd have to look at some of these, but it's kind of working towards them. So I need 6 here first. I think I'm not quite sure exactly what I'll do. I think I'll probably only get the running ones, and then I'll focus on getting to 60. And then when I'm 60, kind of grind out those AAs. They kind of got some. It almost looks like they've got. I mean, this looks like it was a prison. But up on the wall here, they've got some kind of. It almost looks like a mail thing. Let's have a look. I'm not quite sure if it's supposed to be like a mailbox where they were putting notes in for guards, or maybe there were letters for prisoners and things. I'm not sure. Not sure if anyone does it, but it's kind of what I really love about the game, and that is just the environmental storytelling within a zone, and then you kind of making up your own story, as it were. That's always a pretty good one, pretty good thing to do. I do that a fair bit. I'm sure I'm not the only one. Anyway, I'll stop the video here, then I'll come back when we're getting a bit closer to the scarab again and see. I'm not sure if it drops any magic items. I haven't even looked, but I'm going to give it another whisk and see what happens. But I'll come back. Hello guys, welcome back to the video. So I've just gone down. Oops, hang on a sec. Yeah, I've just got my way back down. I did have a little GPU crash earlier. Apologies to Bispin. I had to log out and re-log in. But I've made my way back down to the Leprous Scarab again. So we're just going to go in and see what we get. Maybe not a lot. Is he aggressive? They're only dubious, actually. Didn't realise that. So we can. I've cleared out the camp, so we can kind of position ourselves first, I guess, before we start the fight. Get some little aggro built up. Yeah, and away we go. We'll get a proper slow on him. Hopefully the view is good. You can see what's going on all right. There we go, proper slow. That's game over, I would say. This will be the end of the video, I think, probably. So this has been a bit of the video, a bit of whatever. I'm not quite sure exactly where this is. It's the leprous scarab. I thought I was going to a different location, but that wasn't the case. There you go. These guys run as well, so you do need to kind of route these as well, but we'll see what we get. I know these guys drop gems. I'm not sure if they drop. I think they drop spells as well. I've just got a couple of spells. I've just got Theft of Fault from a froggy. It's the frogs that seem to drop the spells. I've found so far more than anything. Although people do the bugs, don't they, quite a lot. So I think you get gems. Like last time I was here, I was in a trio with someone, and you kind of didn't realise it at the time. But a lot of the jewellery and gems and stuff that drop down here are. I've got a sapphire, which I can't hold. Great. So we will pass that on to someone. Okay, well there we go. That was the leprous scarab. I'm in the room now, so I'll probably camp here for a little bit. Yeah. Depending how things go tomorrow, we might do another video. If you're lucky. Who knows? What I'll probably do tomorrow is try and come to a different spot, just to show, maybe like every time I do a video here, just try and show you a different spot. I think some camps I can't do, but you know, we can move around and stuff. And I've done the bug bit, but I think there might be someone there at the moment. But when I first log in the morning, this place is generally dead. So yeah, I'll probably do that in the morning. There's no one around. It's interesting. I could probably do a separate video on this, but someone did ask a question about doing a video about the differences between TAKP and P99, and I think it's there are little differences that I've noticed. So I'm pretty sure that on the forums there's a post about some stuff that are fact. So things like the calm pacify line of spells are more reliable here, because it's working off of updated code that came along with Luklin or Planes of Power, whatever. I can't remember which one it was, but it was one of those. So that's definitely different. There are lots of little different things, as I said, that work differently. So I can't seem to be able to look through walls when I shrink. So if I've done gnome form and I've shrunk myself as short as I can on my shaman, but you can't look through walls in dungeons as you can in P99. Yeah, a lot of things like frontal stun immunity for ogres here just doesn't seem to work at all. Essentially, it's completely different to P99. I mean, you stand here. I did a lot of testing on it before what was it called? Before I started playing New World for a couple of weeks, and yeah, it just doesn't work. It doesn't feel like frontal stun immunity at all, and not the way that it works on P99 anyway. I mean, I was constantly getting stunned out of spells, even putting my back against the wall. Like even like non-bashes and stuff were, you know, my casting wasn't going off, and I got maximum channel as well. So that's different. Root doesn't seem as reliable, although that could just be me. Charm doesn't seem as reliable, but again, that could just be me. I haven't really given it long enough go to have a particular comment on that one. But other than that, you've obviously got boxing, which is different. You've got Luklin, which is different, and you've got Planes of Power coming, which is where the updates will end. I don't think it's going any further than that. Yeah, but I mean, to be honest, it feels exactly like P99. It's weird because I've said this before, but when I first came here, for some reason I expected it to feel different, you know, because you kind of get this almost like elitist thing in your head where you think, oh, only this thing is the right thing and everything else is not the right thing. But the reality was that when I came here, it just feels like I'm playing P99, but I've got my own little group, you know, for good or for worse, if you whatever you think of that. But anyway, guys, just a little video for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you again soon.